you'd be using video or not, but
Yeah.
Your camera up?
I think he's on the phone.
There we
There
go.
he is.
there he is.
There we are.
All right, so we're in the workshop here. I do have it recording because we do keep these on YouTube. So we just started that a moment ago. So
Okay.
I will. I guess I'll turn it over to the chair for the beginning here, and then we'll get to it.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Daub. We are ready to accept your presentation, and then if we have questions, we have about 20 minutes left in the half hour for, and if we need to follow up at another time, we can do that. But if you'd like to proceed with your presentation, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, it started off, I was in Cape May, New Jersey on vacation back in June, and I saw a memorial there for what they called the Cape May County Public Service Memorial. And it really impressed me. And I thought, well, I'd like to get one of them built in Lebanon County. Now, I'd like to show you a little slide presentation that I made of that one, so you can see what I'm talking about. Just a second here. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay. The wall in the back has police, fire, and EMS on it. This is like a credits for what they call the freeholders, which is the same as the county commissioners here. It just gives some credit. This is like the left-hand view of the same thing, the right-hand view. And that's standing back at the very entrance of it. All the, we're here under fire. This is all the fire companies in the county, and these are the people that died in the line of duty. Same thing for EMS, all the EMS units and line of duty deaths. That's just a little inscription that they have on the end of the wall. And same thing on the other end of the wall. And this is the police, all the police departments and all the officers that died in the line of duty. And those are bricks that were sold, which I think you have a copy of my brochure. They have 4x8 bricks, and then these are 8x8 bricks for people that might have donated, a lot more money or provided a lot more labor.
Yes.
And that's it for that. Did you see the brochure I sent?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's a company out of West Palm Beach, Florida. They guarantee their bricks for life. This is one of the bricks, if you can see that. They're very heavy. They're sturdy bricks. They burn the inscriptions into the brick with some kind of a laser process that turns the brick itself into glass, and they guarantee it forever. They provide a website. They provide all the order forms for bricks. And we have a choice of any kind of brick that we'd like, to put down. Bricks are probably cost about $18 a piece from the company. And we could sell them for hopefully at least $50 each, through fire companies and website and all that. And I was thinking that if we could at least sell 1,800 bricks, that would be about $57,000 in profit just on those. And then there's grants available. I've been talking to Frank Ryan. He's going to try to get us a grant through the state for next year. There's a couple different companies that, like Firehouse Subs, they give out grants every year. And so does Gary Sinise, the actor that's really active in EMS stuff. And all you need now is a location. And I was hoping to get either Union Canal, which I have a picture of that. If you can, I don't know if you can see it on here. That'd be just before you get to, it's on the north side of the tunnel, just before you get to the parking lot. There's a beautiful area there. It's 125 feet long, 55 feet at one end and 75 feet at the other to that hedge bush. And that would be perfect. There's parking there. It's nice and flat. And then also Jamie had mentioned a possibility of being at the new 911 center. I don't know how much room would be there, or if we could get that. But that's what we need, is some land so I can go ahead and ask people for money. It's hard to get money if you don't have a location where you're going to put something.
And I brought that up because, as I mentioned to Mr. Daub, commissioners, you may remember, but Cumberland County being one example, when you visited the Cumberland County 911 Center, to your right as you entered, there was a wall and a seating area. It was all concrete or granite, I don't remember. And York has one as well, and there may have been others that when we toured and looked at some of these sites in preparation for some planning here, that we saw them around the various parts of the state. That seems like a logical place for it to go, because that is where it's the hub of all of those first responder agencies and so on. From time to time they being the first responders go there for various meetings and trainings and so on. So that's what I said. I mentioned that to Mr. Daub because I just, in the last several months to a year, have witnessed a few of these or observed a few of these myself at their emergency centers.
I might mention too that I looked up in the National Fire Academy site. They have a huge thing down at Emmitsburg, Maryland. And I found on there that Pennsylvania and Hawaii are the only two states in the whole country that don't have a state firefighters memorial, which seems sort of odd. But, again, that would be more reason to even have this one, because there's nothing else in the state.
Do you, you served in the military, is that correct?
No.
Okay.
I was, both kids did. They were Coast Guard.
All right, if they're helping you out a little bit, and you go to the veterans organizations like the American Legion and things like that, the VFW, they often give grants, sometimes $100. At the very least, they might buy a brick.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a meeting coming up, hopefully with my committee at the end of this week.
Okay.
And that's one thing we want to discuss, getting out to as many fire, police, EMS meetings, like veterans associations and all that, to try to drum up some interest in it. And
so if we can find you land, you're saying you can raise all the money? Is that what you're saying?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Would you be willing to work with an Eagle Scout? Commissioner Phillips has a contact there.
Sure.
Yes,
Frank Ryan had actually mentioned that too, get some Eagle Scouts involved in the project.
Well, one in particular from Myerstown connected with me last week, saying that was something he had in mind for his project. And so I thought, well, this is a timely meeting with you, and maybe there'd be some way of putting you guys together, if you'd be willing to talk about it, because he would have maybe ability to have an audience for fundraising and also some manual labor, as part of his project. So.
Sure, that'd be great.
All right. And I have your email address, so I can communicate that to you through email.
Sure.
Mr. Daub, you mentioned your committee. Have you formally formed a nonprofit or an organization to collect public monies?
No, we didn't form a nonprofit. I had a meeting with Bernie Busgin.
Okay.
And he said that he felt that if we worked with the county, there wouldn't be a reason to have a nonprofit started.
Okay.
Now, I don't know much about the legalities of that.
Well, who's going to hold the money? That organization has to be bonded, et cetera.
That we didn't decide yet. We're going to get obviously a bank account. But as far as the legalities, I don't know how to go about that for sure.
How far is your committee at this point? Is it a concept, and it was your role then to come here and present and so on? But and next sounds like next you would talk about it and maybe solicit some of the first responder organizations to seek a level of interest. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we didn't actually have a meeting yet. I have a list of about 10 people that are very interested. One of them is even the mother of a boy that got killed or died in the line of duty. And we're going to, delegate some responsibilities, start getting our heads together as far as meeting with people, trying to get, some fundraising started.
If you would consider one of the organizations that you're approaching as a partner and ask them to have a special fund to accept the donations, you would meet the letter of the law for fundraising because they'd already have a 501c3 and bonding and things of that nature. You just want to be careful that you don't get yourself into a pickle. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it's just something to consider. And I know you have legal counsel, but always err on the safe side.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. If I can partner with someone, that'd be great.
Do you have any idea of what kinds of costs are involved? I guess it obviously depends on the size of the project, but.
Well, I talked to a gentleman named Jack Kammer. He was the founder and CEO of the one in Cape May. Now, they built that back in 2002, and he said the whole project would have probably cost them $100,000. But with all the volunteer work they got, he had a son-in-law, I think, that built the wall for him. They had a lot of volunteer work, to do everything. And he said they paid out probably $60,000. Now, that was 18 years ago. So I'm sure it probably doubled by now.
Okay.
And your time frame for, I guess, do you have just a general outline of that in your head?
I'm hoping either in 2021 or 22 to have it built.
Okay.
Probably 22 so we can get everything organized and raise some money.
Gotcha.
Well, provided that we're just starting to get deeper into the discussions and plans for a 911 center, but provided we move forward on that, that's about the same timeline. It would be, design's going to take the better part of a year, so we'd be bidding maybe next spring, construction a year, so we'd be into spring of 22, for a completion. So if that sounds like I'm really pushing this be part of this building, but
Yeah.
if the commissioners think that's a reasonable location or idea to incorporate that in there, it would actually line up pretty darn well with scheduling.
Yeah, it would.
The thing
theme is
about,
there.
I think the real positive thing about that, Mr. Daub, is that there will obviously be a lot of interest generated in the building of this 911 center. And if you could tie your efforts to that, I think it would make it a lot easier to access interest and also finances in the community. So,
Yeah, I agree. It'd be a lot easier to get everybody interested in it because, well, I actually worked for the county myself for 10 years as a dispatcher, so I know what that's all about.
If we can coordinate this thing and we can get a prototype or something, even when they do the preliminary drawings, the pictures that they always do, we might even be able to picture that there, with the building.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on how much room there is, as far as land to put this on. That'd be great.
You know, something the Scout might take on as a little project is to build a little model, like a panorama or something of how it would look. And
Yeah.
maybe we could find a place for that. We have a room that's not used that used to be a receptionist, and put that there and say, you know, how to get a brick kind of thing. I don't know, just an idea. But
Yeah.
maybe we can help you with a public display, and that'd be a great project for the Scout to take on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, if
And I
you,
forgot to mention too, the bricks, if someone would buy a brick and put it, be on display there, they can also buy along with that a mini brick, just a little display thing that they can have at their house.
Oh,
I'm not sure the cost of them, but it's something, else to throw in there for them.
I love the idea.
All right,
Yeah.
so a lot of good ideas floating around. Jamie, did you have something else?
yeah, I was going to say, if you want to go ahead and proceed with your committee, and talk it over and explore the interest and all of that. I mean, we've got a ton of work ahead of us for, a 911 center. We've barely begun, and just keep us up to date with the way you communicated with all the commissioners just the other day by sending, that information on the bricks. If you want to give us an update that way, as long as commissioners are okay with that method, then that's how we'll just stay connected.
Yeah, sounds
Great.
good to me.
And do you mind if I have the Eagle Scout candidate reach out to you? Maybe you could at least talk with them about how you might, get together.
Sure, that'd be fine.
All right,
Yeah,
I can do that.
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Daub, thank you very much. Appreciate your interest in this, and we'll keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep you informed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.